Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night's Messages of Love from Above. As always, super excited to see what messages come through from Spirit for all of us. And before we get started, though, I do want to send love out to the world because it could always use more and more of it, right? So if you'd like to join me, I would definitely welcome that, whether you're watching this on replay or live. We can always join together outside of space and time to multiply that beautiful love energy out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And just let that love energy just flow down in our heart from up above, fill us up and flow out to the world. Spreading love to every nook and cranny on this planet. Whoever is ready to expand that higher love, maybe a spark for them. And if you are in need of love tonight for your heart, for your mind, for your body, for a loved one, for a situation, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me this space to multiply that love out there. Before we get into the actual readings, just quick announcements. Um, the first is that there's just 2 days left, actually, a little less than 2 days left to enter the drawing on Monday. I am giving away a 45-minute personal recorded reading. I usually have giveaways. I'm going to do them weekly on Mondays. So if you're interested in getting into that drawing, just check out that video. Also, we had the March 2023 videos by each individual zodiac sign. Those posted early this morning. So if you haven't checked those out yet and you want more messages to see what uh, you have in store, you can check out your sun sign for your overall picture. But if you want to know about your emotions, you can check your moon sign or your love, your Venus sign, communication, and how you deal with well, communication would be like your Mercury, Mars. Your sign in Mars tells you about how you deal with people in authority or masculine type of energy. Venus also is how you deal with feminine energy. The moon also tell you how to deal with motherhood or your mother. So a lot of different ways you can look at the different windows into your life. So I love astrology because it does tell us so much about this character that we're living here. So if you want to check those out, we also last Sunday there was a pick a card about your dreams. So if you want to check that out, oops, got a little click happy there. There we go. And then last Wednesday, we put out one about what's hidden and what spirit wants you to know. There will be a new pick a card that comes out at midnight tonight, my time, in about 5 hours. I'm going to put out probably on Sundays and Wednesdays, I think, of each week. So check those out if you want additional information from spirit. Also, I do provide personal readings. And if you're interested in booking one of those, I did add a $10 15-minute personal recorded reading because there was some interest in, I don't need like 30 minutes, but if you can do a little shorter 15 one, I could use those. And I'm like, you know what? Let's add it on. So it is added on there as well. If you're interested in any of that, just check out the description box of the video down below. All right. So let me get my desktop all set up here now that we're all through all that business, and we will get into the readings. And if you are new, whoops, new, there we go, to my channel or my doing these readings, how it works is we do go down in order, first come, first serve for the free readings. And there's no special list. The chat is the list. You just put your question there. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows. And they're the one that needs to know because they're the ones that tell me what to say and what cards pop out. So I don't need to know it all, but you can do that. And then what else? What else? Oh, and if you make a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I step out of the free readings and I complete those. The free readings, I um, try to keep it to like one or two cards so I can try to get through as many free ones as I can. But when a donation is made, in addition to prioritizing it, I do go deeper with a few more cards with that as well. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat down below. YouTube does take about a third of that. And if you want to make a donation a different way, if you check the pinned comment or the comments on the video, I have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and Square as well. So there it goes. So I do have a few donations. So we will start with those and then we'll get into the free readings. So let me just make sure here. All right, Cynthia, you are up first. And so I want to see if you're Prego by Eric with the Leo new energy. All right. I thought we pulled that a few days ago. We'll see what they say now. All right. So you do have the suspended, which is the hanged man, which is something. It's like it reminds me of a cocoon, and usually there's this little of course there's a caterpillar growing in the the cocoon. We also have the 10 of cups, which the 10 of cups is overflowing love within as well. And you've got the Ace of Swords, newness, and the Six of Swords, which is movement of thought and belief and mindset. So, and also going to be communication coming in. So, I feel like there's going to be, um, I don't know. I don't know if it's soon enough to take a pregnancy test yet, but when I saw this, I thought of one of those pregnancy little sticks that you pee on to see. But I really feel with that the 10 of hearts, the 10 of cups, with that cocoon here, I feel like there's something growing in the cocoon. So it is leaning towards a yes with that. So I believe that's what came out last time too. I thought they're bringing back to me, which is as many readings as I do. When I remember a reading, it's them making me remember it, and I do remember the Queen of Pentacles, which was the Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, New Birth as well. So I'm feeling like it's leaning that way, Cynthia. So we shall soon find out, right? But many blessings. You know, you're such a good mom anyway. Yeah, it's too early, but I feel like there's something in the cocoon that's transforming. Um, so we shall see if it continues to grow or whatever, but that's what they have for you, Cynthia. So hang in there, enjoy the journey, right? You're like sweating bullets. Oh no. But many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Always greatly appreciated. All right. Many blessings. Christy, thank you so much for your donation as well. You're just so generous. I really appreciate you. Anyone know whatever spirit wants for you. And I do want to pull here. Do we want the unicorns or we want the star dragons? So we're going to give you a star dragon card, and then we'll see here if they have any, if they want me to pull any tarot for any clarification. Whoa, right, there we go. Try to get it to, there it goes. So you see the little person riding the big dragon here. This is independence, and it says carving your own path. Number 19. And this is all about the constellation Cephus, Cepheus, and the star is Alderamin, which is Alpha Cephi. And I can spell that out if you need that. You might be like, it doesn't matter. But the wisdom of the herald that's riding the dragon says it's time to do it your way, no matter what that looks like. Claim your right to carve your own path. This requires action and foresight. Be original and renewed as you press forth and onward into paths uncharted. Throw the map, the template, the world's opinion out the window. It's your choice. I love that because earlier I was coming down into the cellar. I call it the cellar. It's the basement where I live. My host had the TV on, and there was a different show on, I think it was Wayne's World or something, that she was watching, and they had the Laverne and Shirley song, though, was Do It. If you ever watched Laverne and Shirley way back in the day, their song is doing it their way, making their dreams come true. And so that was ringing when I read that about it's time to do it your way. Yes, your way. Make your dreams come true. And then the wisdom of the dragon that's on the card here says there is freedom in knowing that your sacred consciousness grants you the inherent ability to do what you want, when you want, unbounded by only the restrictions you self-impose upon yourself. Break the chains, cast off the shackles, and break free, relishing in your independence. Freedom is yours. I like it. And then the Star Dragon invocation says actively scan your thoughts, your mind, and belief system to weed out any preconceived notions of what one should do in a situation. I talk about this a lot, don't I? The should, supposed to, need to, have to's, must. To each his own, and it's every person's right to actively press forward down a road less traveled and path of one's own choosing. Actively seek freedom and independence with each new day in every situation. You do not require validation or the opinions of others. Do I like it? So very much a beautiful freedom coming in there. And let's see if they have any other specifics they want you to know around that. I feel like we're just going to get confirmation of of those things here. Yeah. Yeah. 10 of Swords, letting go of the small t truths, the shoulds, the supposed tos, the need tos, the have tos. The 10 of Swords is you've had enough, you're sick and tired of exhausted trying to live up to everyone's expectations. You're ready to let that go. And you had the Temperance card too, which is like you've been waiting, you've been very patient, you've been things have been going back and forth in this you know, process of alchemy where something keeps changing and evolving, getting ready, and the wait is over with all these cards. Now it's time for movement. It's time to step forward. So you'll be see changes happening here because you are releasing more and more of those, and I like that. So you're free to step forward and head off doing it your way, Laverne. What's the other song they used to do? Look at that little old ant trying to move that rubber tree plant, because anyone knows that an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but they've got high hopes, you know, and they used to always call out to Laverne, "What, Laverne?" To really encourage them and know that they're gonna be able to do things that people don't think that people are capable of doing, and you are. So I like that, Christy. So that's what they have for you. Many, many blessings to you, and thank you so much again for your donation and your continual donations. Um, you're just so gracious. Thank you. All right, I think that's over all the donations I have right now. Let me just see here. Yeah, there we go. Miss Independent, you will be. There you go. All right, I love it. All right, and Esmeralda, you are the free reading to start off with. Good evening to you. And I'd like to know what's the connection or caterpillar. Wow. Wow. It's going to be an interesting evening. Compatibility between Z and you. All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what they have. So your first card is the Ace of Cups, which does show the connection. There is this love that's there, this desire for love that we all have in common. We're all seeking after this love, which we find from up above, not out here, but we are on the search and we're drawn and we learn about this unconditional love by interacting with others. So this connection is destined um, for you to learn and to grow and to turn inward and upward and find this unconditional love, because you have the Hermit card, which is about, you also have this specific alone time to do that search, because here's the Five of Cups, which is these cups out here. We learn about the disappointment of trying to find this out there, and but we come here on purpose. We come here to experience what it feels like to be let down and disappointed and empty and unstable with the love of the outside world. But it's beautiful too, because the two cups that remain here in the Five of Cups card are a big transformational energy. Let's see if I can get it to focus here, because it's pouring down this upon the dragon here, which is the power of choice. Every moment is a choice, either between the fears of losing that outside love that's conditional, that won't fulfill us anyway, but we fear we'll lose it, or a choice of the unconditional love that we do find inward and upward. Neither is wrong. Like it said, the Five of Cups tells us that we come here on purpose to experience the opposite of who we are, so we can more fully understand who we are by knowing what the opposite is. We're beings of light. If we're always around light, we don't even know where we begin and end. But like the tapestry back here, when we experience the shadow, then we see the outline of what we are. If this was all black or all beige, it wouldn't you wouldn't be able to see the design. And so it's designed for you to experience this. Um, the compatibility, you know, between us and anyone else, it's going to be about how we feel about ourselves on the inside. The connection is there. It's a designed, um, uh, say, like a divine appointment that you have with one another to mirror back how you feel about yourself until you turn inward and upward. You find that Ace of Cups on the inside, and then your whole view of the outside world changes, because when you're looking in a mirror, you're seeing yourself. And when you change with that love inside, then you see something different and the whole world transforms around you. So I really, um, I know that you're looking for what's this, how are we going to get along and all that. But Spirit is saying, this is the connection and the compatibility, and why you have them designed to come into your life for this exact purpose, to raise your love vibration, your self love on the inside, and then your whole view of the outside world transforms as well. So that's what they have for you right now, Esmeralda. I know, I know. So that's what they have for you, though. Much love to you. Hang in there. It is a beautiful journey, and it will change things. So that's what they have. So many, many blessings to you. Anya Ahuya, you'll be the next free reading, but I do have a donation that just came through. Let me just move this wire so I can actually see. Hey, Renee, thank you so much for your donation. And let's just take a look here. All right, let's take a look here. All right, wow, okay. We got a lot of, we've got wands coming in here. All right, so this is the first card that came out here. You have the moon card. The moon card is all this mother nature, mother nurture. And they do have, this is about the unknown a bit, but it's also Mother Luna. And I feel like that's the big energy that's coming in here for you right now is about nurturing yourself and really turning. There's so much energy being invested in the outside world right now. It feels that they're having you here with this Ace of Pentacles. Even it looks like the moon here. It's like the Ace of Pentacles is about looking at your relation to your worth. I mean, how you're picturing it to the outside world, right? As a evaluation of self is really prominent here. And what and I'm trying to put it into words here because I have to show you this because you have this up here too. There's all these like it's like all these cylinders things all coming across this entire place here. And it feels like maybe you feel like you've gone in circles, and it keeps on coming back to the same place, the same place, the same place. And I feel like they're turning you inward. They're like, come and look in here in the moon too. Dive deep into your unconscious and subconscious. What is your true dream? I feel like they're turning you instead of defining yourself by retail price, which is how you feel your worth to things on the outside. They're having you turn inward and upward to find your worth. Because the Three of Cups, in addition to being joy and all that, is also a card that represents your spiritual posse, your higher self, and your higher beings. That they're encouraging you. Again, when you move inward and upward, they're there communicating, guiding you, helping you understand what your true high heart wants, and the the solid worth we find, the capital S self, we turn inward and upward to find that instead of the unstable outside world that's constantly changing and constantly moving. And so, especially with that Three of Cups, they're like, it's time to turn inward and upward to find what it is, what's your true passion. Because uh, in addition to that, the Eight of Wands represents messages from Spirit too. So, that's definitely with the Three of Cups and the Eight of Wands there. That's confirming that they want you to move inward and upward and really find out what is it that you want to do. Because the Ace of Wands represents new passion, new drive, and then this energy. The Eight of Wands comes flooding in to support you to go in the direction of your true heart and your high heart. And so it just feels like the circles that you've been allowed to go around, it's like on a little merry-go-round. It's like you're getting dizzy. It's like, I feel like I'm just, you know, um, running in circles and getting nowhere. And this is that time. They're like, okay, you're tired out a little now. And they're having you while you're standing there, they're like, okay, now we can talk. Let's really get into your heart and find out how do you uniquely want to express the unconditional love in your heart with the world? You know, a lot of these things drawing you out into the world and that you're putting a lot of energy and investing in are things that the mind has told you, you know, all these opinions, popular opinions of, you know, what um, you've been told will uh, make you feel successful, make you feel noticed, you know, all this stuff. It's all this supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. And then they're saying now it's time for, with all these circles, it's time for you to step back and take time for you and really find out in your heart what it is that you want to do. And, you know, that is different than some of the things that we're asking about here. Um, you know, when I was asking, I'm going, okay, well, you know, what's the deal with all this? And they're going, mm-mm, those things are the things that that's why they keep on uh, having it go in a circle. Because I know one of the things you asked about, and like you said, they said, yeah, yeah, you'll get it, and then you didn't get it, and they're like, send her around the track again. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, because they, it's almost like you needed to get wore out in order to be more open for a new direction, right? But that's what I feel is coming through for you regarding these. It's like these questions, you know, it's what your mind wants to know, but your heart wants to be heard, and so they're having you step back and listen to your heart. And that's what they have for you right now, Renee. So I know. What is up tonight? They're doing the deep thinking and stuff. Sometimes they're like giving answers about what's going on in the physical world, but maybe it's the Pisces energy that's going on because that's all about pulling up into the astral planes and the ethereal with seeing things from the higher perspective. So this is that energy coming through, evidently. But hang in there. Many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So, Christy, we took care of you. Thank you so much again for your donation. And Butterfly A, you are up next here. So, you want to know what are you good at that you don't know about? Let's take a look here and see what is at least one thing that you're not aware of. Okay, let's see what we have here. So, you've got the Three of Pentacles here and the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords are the, you know, our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets that keep us restricted and keep us from being true to our authentic self. The Three of Pentacles is this, you know, basically saying, throw that all that stuff away that everyone else is telling you who you can be and can't be, and you're afraid of being punished if you don't do what everyone wants you to do, or lose people's support if you don't do what's reasonable, blah blah blah. And they're wanting you to be true to your authentic self. And I really feel with this, I don't know if you've been, I feel like artistry, for some reason, I mean, I know why, because they're telling me, but it's just popping in there. As soon as I saw this, I saw the original Three of Pentacles, which does have someone creating a beautiful work of art and people there, someone bad mouthing them behind their back, and the other person, you know, praising them, but going, hey, have you thought of doing it this way? And, you know, this person getting swayed off the track of creating this unique thing. One of the beautiful things about this lifetime is discovering um, this beautiful adventure of who we are and the uncovering of things. So, of course, the adventure of finding out what we're talented at is a beautiful thing. They're reminding me of it's my early 20s when I was going through my first identity crisis of who am I? Because I'd always do everything everyone else wanted me to do, go to the movies they wanted, because I was afraid that they wouldn't like me if I didn't want to do what they wanted to do. So I always just went along with everyone. I think also being the younger brother, I always did what my older brother wanted me to do. Um, so I think the younger child syndrome too. But it was like I'd always do what everyone else wanted to do, and then I got to this point where I didn't know who I was, and so if I wanted to go see a movie, I didn't know what I wanted to go see, so I started going to see movies by myself, and I'd be like, "Ooh, I hate these. I really don't like that." I'm like, "Oh, I do like that." In restaurants, I'd go eat by myself or pick up food, and I'm like, "That's my favorite restaurant." I got to choose what mine was, and then when people asked me, "Well, where do you wanna go?" And it used to be a battle, "I don't know. I'll go wherever you wanna go." "Come on, you choose." And I wouldn't want to. Now I was like, "Let's go there." And they're like, "I don't wanna go there, that's gross food." I'm like, "But that's my favorite, so we're going." And I feel like this is this adventure that you're on discovering it. But to say all that, I really feel if you haven't adventured into, I feel like artistry, I saw painting, but it even goes beyond that into working with wood, working with clay. I feel like you have this creative ability that maybe you haven't gone deep into. You might have dabbled, but you might have like stopped because you thought, "Oh, I'm not very good," or you got too busy, or someone said something crass because they were, in a weird place in their life, and it really made you not do something. But I feel like that is something that to try, whether it's oils or watercolor, whatever you feel drawn to, really investigate your artistic side, because I feel like it'll open up things for you in your life. One, it expresses your creativity. It allows you to heal. It's almost meditative for some people. And then you can help other people with it too. But that's what I feel for you, Butterfly, right now. So many blessings to you. And we will continue moving down here. Um, I sure did, Anya. I think I went flying right past you. So thank you so much for tapping me on the shoulder, going, um, "Old man, are you going blind again?" So thank you, Anya, and my apologies. And so, does Igor have a crush on Ashley? Yeah, I think. Did you ask this the other night, or it's for someone else? I feel like I've asked about Igor having a crush, and they were all about in their mind. Oh my gosh! I wonder if you asked this yesterday. Um, or in the last couple days, go back and see the video and tell me if these are the same cards that came out. Because I swear that it had to do with them being in their minds and they're trying to figure stuff out and they're just in their heads, because that's what this is about, balancing out thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, looking at their fears and seeing things from a different perspective. And the queen does the same thing. I feel like this is so much of the same message. It would be so weird, not weird, but really cool if it was like the same cards. I feel it's the same message for sure, though, because the Queen of Swords is balancing heart and mind, and they're figuring things out in their head about life. And I just feel like there's so much in their head that their heart is like in the Queen of Swords in one of is it the Light Seers Tarot, shows like their heart, that it's the Ace of Cups in a little cage down underneath, which is what I feel is happening with them. They just have pain from the past, and they're just trying to figure things out, that I don't feel like they allow themselves to feel their emotions. I kind of feel like they have it shut down and off somewhere else, while they're figuring everything out in their head. Like they're a big overthinker and they're thinking about things, and they're just their life and this and that and all this stuff. So that's what I feel coming in through those cards. But I feel like that's the message we got before. So now I'm really interested too. I might have to go check it out after the session tonight and go find it, because I love how there's so many beautiful synchronistic things. I just love it. All right, Anya, thank you again for understanding and reminding me. I don't know why I went flying by you there. I think I had you highlighted and then I got blabbing and then I thought I'd already done it. It happens. But that's what they have. So, Dollface Diva, you are up next, I believe. And you'd like a general reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. What the spirit wants you to know. What is happening to me? All right. So, Dollface Diva, you're about to bust through a like an energetic block that's been happening here because you have the 10 of swords and the 4 of swords. These are great cards to get because the 10 of swords is that you are, basically sick and tired of uh, trying to live up to other people's expectations. And the 10 is like, I'm throwing all those out the door. Psh, so they're gone. And the 4 of swords, and you can see here, just look how peaceful they're sleeping on the ace of swords. These are expectations, right? So that's like the card, the 3 of swords usually has a giant heart on it with the 3 swords stuck in it. But the 4 of swords has set you free from this and set you free from those. And so you are in this beautiful peace of mind that's coming in. And it was these small t truths, these expectations, the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that you had about yourself that were keeping you restricted, keeping you like if this was like a barrier, keeping you from being able to go through it. But now you've grabbed one of those ace of wands, and that's stepping into your power, which creates a gap just big enough for you to step through it, which I like. It's even kind of represented here. You're on the other side of the swords now. You're on the other side of the block over here going, woohoo. So I really feel like there's this great freedom that's coming now. Really stepping into your power. That 9, when the 9 of wands is the hermit's journey, and it's about turning inward. And that's where you find your power, not in the outside world. And so you're learning to trust your strength, your power, your decisions. The swords are the thoughts and beliefs, the stories that we're taught to put around things. And we realize that we have been given such a large library of opinion of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and blah 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 about things in life. But we're like, I don't have to go by that. I get to choose myself. And there's where this power has come in with that 10 of swords is, you know what? I don't need to do it that way. I'm going to decide for myself. I'm going to make up my own mind, my own story. And then you get to choose your emotions, you get to choose where you're investing your energy. And that's where that 9 of wands with that energy block was, is like, I get to choose where I focus my energy. And whoosh, there you slide through and you get to move past where you felt restricted before. There's this freedom. And you're kind of like, can I really go in here? This door that's been locked forever is wide open. You like kind of peek in and go, is this a trap? But it's not. It's a freeing thing. So step through the door and move forward. And I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Diva. Many, many blessings to you. Very good. Thank you, Anya. Very good. All right. So, Ricky, you are up next. You want to know, how does tea feel about you? Let's take a look here. Let me just take a quick sip here. All right. That's a lot of cards here. Let me just refresh these. These are all. There we go. Hope everyone's having an amazing weekend. All right. Wow. So I don't know if they know how they feel. There's a lot of thought stuff going on here. We have the Ace of Cups, which is like new love, and but these other two cards here is like, I feel like this is what they're confused about. Like, they're confused about this because we've got the 10 of swords, which is, there are a lot of thoughts in their mind going on, and the page of swords is also thought, and a lot of thinking going on, new thought, and endings and new beginnings of thinking and changing of thoughts and figuring out of thoughts. It's like they're in their head a lot, and so I feel like they don't know how they feel. I feel like they're in their head so much, and I feel like there's this pattern here in what's going on here in the world. It feels like, at least in a few readings here, that there's a lot of people in their heads and their brain about emotion, and they're not really feeling the emotion. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on here. If they're an air sign, that's normal. They go immediately into the, okay, what does this mean? And what is it done? And their heart goes, hey, but I want to be heard. And they're like, shh, we're thinking. And they kind of turn down the volume on their heart while they're doing their deep thinking so that they can think. And that's kind of what I'm feeling with these cards here. There's emotion bouncing around down under there somewhere, but it's I feel like they're just not aware of it. And if you're like, yeah, that totally makes sense. That sounds just like them, right? But they're a big thinker. They're in their head. Um, I like that the Ten of Swords and the Page of Swords is there, because that means their preconceived ideas or the thinking they had before is transforming and it's changing. So it's almost like, how when you meet someone and you're like, oh, this is who they are and what they're like, they're just like so and so. You kind of put them in a little cage or a bucket and go, oh, that's them. And then you start talking with them and you start seeing who they really are. And you're like, oh, wow, they're so much more than they were. And they're nothing like them. And that's what I feel is happening, is this is transforming. So that's what I have right now for you, Ricky. So many blessings for you. Hang in there. Very good. You are very welcome, Butterfly. Hey, Rhonda. All right. So, Queen Dale, you're the next free reading up. Will things get better between you and the Scorpio? Dun, dun, dun. Let's find out. All right. I would say this is a yes, because you have the Five of Swords, which is conflict and communication. You know, no, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, 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 I'm right. No, no, you're wrong. No, no, the differences of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and conflict and communication. But then it moves into the Six of Swords. So it's progressing, which is why things get better, because the Six of Swords is the balancing out, the moving from rough waters into calmer waters, because you guys are learning to communicate more. You're realizing, do I want to win the battle but lose the war? I forget what comedian it was, but they but they basically said that they won themselves right out of a relationship, because they wanted to make a point to their girlfriend about something, and they made their point and they proved they were right, but they proved themselves right out of their relationship. And so I feel like this is what's happening, is you're realizing what's important, that I'm right or that I show love and that I am loved. And it's like, okay, you know, choose the battles. And I feel like that's what's going on there. Scorpio, they sting, but they also, even though they're water, it's kind of like they're like a frying pan, right? They heat up fast and then they calm down. Um, but it's like, do I really want to get stung by the scorpion? Um, they will transform. They go through a journey from a scorpion to a snake to an eagle to a phoenix. So they go through their transformation, but all you can do is look at your part of it. Um, why am I trying to prove that my small t truths that are rooted in opinion are more truer than their small t truths of opinion? We can agree to disagree and be like, you know what, you have an interesting point of view, and I don't know. There doesn't have to be approving of things, right? So I feel like that's what's kind of unfolding here. But I do show that 5 to the 6 does show that things communication will improve, from what I've seen. So that is what they have for you, Queen Dell. So many blessings for you. All right. So next up, we have Tay Hart. And you want to know if your person still wants to work on the relationship with you faithfully. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. What I see here, the Hierophant is about commitment and also about deep diving and trying to find out your truth and what who you want to be and what the world wants to be. So this shows me that it's like really diving into what do you want in the relationship, and they are looking into what they really want in the relationship, because the 8 of Swords is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, but it's you each individually discovering what it is of your own thoughts and beliefs have been making you feel blinded and bound and trapped, and um, finding out what your capital T truth is about what do you really want in life, who do you really want to be, where do you really want to head. So it's a really, um, as they say, a come into Jesus moment of really this moment of truth, capital T truth, on I have a lot of thought and belief about what I'm supposed to want and should want, and I need to want and I have to want this. But it's really this whole situation is coming up for both of you individually to find out what of your own beliefs has been making you feel this way and igniting these fears and igniting these battles and causing the rifts and the out of fear. We do, when we're in fear, when humans are in fear, we do stupid stuff. We do uncaring, unloving things because we're in a cat mind. But that's where all this is coming in, is where all these fears are, these fears of losing conditional love. The expectations just build, and that sucks the air out of our relationship. And if we can discover what are these things, these expectations, where do they come from, and do they really matter to me? Then we can have less and less. Because when we meet someone, when you first meet someone, we have no expectations, and this is what they're giving, and you're like, wow, look at all this. They are amazing, right? And then we start dating, and they're still amazing. They're just a little less, just a little less amazing. And then we start dating exclusively, and they're less and less amazing. And then we get engaged, and they're like, well, they're still more amazing than some other people. And then you get married, and suddenly they're less than. But it feels like they haven't changed, we haven't changed, but our perceptions changed because our expectations did. If we can bring our expectations, which are all those 8 of Swords, can bring those down and go, why am I putting all this pressure on them and me in the relationship, when I can, instead of focusing on where lack is happening, I can focus on gratitude? Because that's what happens when we meet them. They're amazing. We're focusing on who they are, not who they're not. But as we have expectations, we start focusing on who they're not, right? They're falling short. Um, so I feel like they want to work on it, but it takes both of you looking into doing that and really questioning and finding out what you're really wanting, as well. So that's what they have for you, Tahart. I know, many blessings, a lot of love to you. Relationships, I think it's A Course in Miracles. It says relationships are designed to teach us unconditional love and patience, and it's one of the hardest courses in the entire human existence. And we can probably all agree to that, right? But that's what they have for you. All right, so we'll continue moving down the free list here. And we are to Tammy. And Tammy, so you want to know if your husband wants a divorce, you feel like he's giving up because things are a bit hazy right now. You're not sure where things are headed. Okay, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know here about your relationship here. What else? Yeah, I think you're picking up what's going on here because the 10 of Wands is about burden. The Wands is the drive, the ambition, the passion, the man of energy that you've had to invest. And I feel like you both feel this way, probably, right? Like, I feel exhausted about how much that I've had to put into this marriage. I just feel like I don't have anything left. And the 10 is an ending and a new beginning. And so is the death card, of course. It's a rebirth, an ending, and a new beginning. So you are at this point, something has to change. Either it's like you agree to go to counseling to find out how to communicate and get to the root of what is happening and how you can have a happy, loving relationship again. Or it's like, it's not worth it, and I want to just end it and get all my energy back. um, and so that's up to both of you, of course, but I definitely feel like what you're definitely picking up what's going on with the energy. It's at a point that it can't stay the way it is. It either needs to end or it needs to go to a whole new level, and things have to restart and a new passion get ignited into it. So you can always, if you're wanting to, I know sometimes it's like, no, I want them to end it. So it's like, okay, let them. Or if you're like, no, I really would like to be with them still, um, just, that's when you have the heart to heart and go, I feel like we're headed in a direction. If you still want to stay together, maybe we can go to counseling, maybe we can go, let's do something about it. So that's what they have for you, Tammy. But I feel like you're very intuitive and you understand what's happening. So sending you a lot of love and many blessings. Hang in there. All right. So we'll continue moving down the free list here. And Kelsey 1, you are up. You want to know what action is Ricardo making towards you? Uh-oh. Let's take a look here. What is going on? What's the down low on the Ricardo? I think I'm a little giddy tonight. It's all this Pisces energy, I think. Okay. So, next actions towards you. There is this balancing that's coming out here. The 3 of Swords is known as the disappointment, card, meaning that expectations equal disappointment. So, whatever you're expecting from them, I don't feel like they are doing it. I feel like they are in this place here. They're going back and forth in things in their outside world. The Pentacles is like the outside world, and you know, their abundance and job and everything out there, right? Everything outside the body. And so I feel like they're kind of split and going in between things and trying to achieve this balance to where it's more equal. But yeah, I don't feel like they're going to be doing and making action towards you of what you're expecting. And with that 2 of Pentacles, um, I hate being the one to have to say this to people, but it's what I signed up for, so I will. But it can mean like there's balancing back and forth between 2 people too. Like I'm not sure which one I want to be with or what I want to do, or do I have to decide? Maybe I will just kind of see 2 people. And it's like, no. Kelsey Kelsey will not stand for that, because Kelsey can pick up things. She's got her spidey sense that's going, and so I feel like, and you just will be like, "No, that's okay. You can have them. I've got plenty of other fish in the sea." Um, but yeah, I kind of feel like that's the down low on the Ricardo. Yeah. So that's what they have, Kelsey. So hang in there. A lot of love and blessings to you. I feel like you already knew all that anyway, though. like I said, no one sneaks anything past Kelsey. Is what they were telling me. All right. Next up, we have a Blasian. Anyone know what are P's intentions towards you? Let's take a look here. Okay. So we've got the Ace of Wands here, which is new passion, new drive, new ambition. But so I feel like they have this passion, this desire, for you, which is uh, to differentiate it from Cups suit, which is emotion and the love and the draw. This is more of a they're attracted to you and they're drawn to you, but the heart is not so involved. It's the body that's involved with that. Um, Other intentions, they have the Seven of Swords, and you have the Six of Swords too here. The Seven of Swords is known as the thievery card, the deceiver card. And I normally read this as because these are our own thoughts and our own beliefs and our own mindsets. And I feel like, with the Six of Swords, this is a movement of your thoughts from one way of thinking to another. And I really feel like the Seven of Swords is um, allowing you to see clarity on what their intentions really are at right now. That um, you might have in your mind a story of, oh, they love me and they want to do all this, and really, it's more so that they're attracted to you physically and you know in that way. But these are the stories that are been creating, and now you're like getting that uh, out of your mind. You're moving from that way of thinking and going, oh yeah, now that we've talked about this, you can see it. You're like, yeah, I kind of knew it, but I didn't want to see it. But now that I see it, I can't unsee it. And then you're just like, okay, well, am I okay with it, or am I not okay with it for now? Am I just going to go with the flow, like on that boat of the Six of Swords, and see what unfolds? Because right now, that's what their intentions are. They're not kind of from the heart; they're more from their body right now, which is nice. And I mean, we do want both, right? I want someone that loves me for me, but then also is attracted to me, right? Not just like, I like your personality, bruddaZEN. you know, I want them that wants everything, right? And so, you know, that's what they have for you right now, Blasian. So hang in there. Many blessings. These messages tonight, sometimes there is something going on because if you watch these lives enough, you realize there's some nights where there's just like the messages that come through are very um I don't know how you can say it, just matter of fact, and they're like, yep, that's what I needed to hear. Other times they'll just kind of gently, but it's like today's the day of nudges of going, you know what? I'm just going to tell you like it is. And boom. And I feel like that's what's happening tonight. So retract any questions right now that you don't want answered, that you don't want the truth, right? Well, they always tell the truth, but all right. So enough of that. Love watches. You are up next, I believe. Yes. And you want to say, do you see your husband still moving back in May, like he said? Because you don't want to get your hopes up. He's overseas. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Is he coming back in May? So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is new opportunities, and the Emperor, which is stabilization. And when you add 4 plus 1 together, you do get 5, which is May. And I feel very positive about this. The Emperor is number 4 in the major arcana. That's where I get the 4 from. But it's very stable. It's them stepping into their power, them making decisions. And then the Ace of Pentacles is new opportunities. So I really feel with these two together, I feel like it is that they are coming back and restarting a new adventure, but they're stepping up and they're making the choices, they're making the decisions. Like they're really stepping in and not allowing other people to delay them or whatever. They're just like, I am coming back, you know. And if anyone tries to stand in the way, they're really putting their foot down so that they do. So I do see that as a very positive there, love watches. So um, I understand though. If you ever watch, what was it? Family Vacation, you get until you get to Wally World and you get through those gates and it's open. I understand because you don't want to get there and it's closed. No, but that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. Yeah, right, Rhonda? Maybe it's just the energy of the individuals too. Sometimes the energy draws everyone that is matter of fact and they want things that way too. All right. Because I'm not in an ornery mood. So I know it's not me. At least I don't think it is. All right. So, Ruby, you are up next, and you want to know the current feelings of Jevi towards you. All right. Let's take a look here. So, we've got the Eight of Wands, which Wands is the fire, the drive, the passion. So, they've got a lot of passion, a lot of attraction. And the full card is they're like wanting to make a leap on that action there. So I feel like, they definitely have this physical attraction. And as I was just talking about a little earlier, it's not cups. Cups are, I love you and I have all this emotion in my heart. It's not the heart. It's the other, that's the rest of the body that is activated here with the passion, which, like I was talking about, yeah, that's part of it. We want that. And they're wanting to leap off and to start this adventure with this. So I feel like they are, um, like as they say, want to make the moves on you. Um, but if that's what you want, you might be just like, you know what? No, I want to wait till till your heart catches up with the rest of your body. Then we'll talk about that. Or you're like, hey, I'm up for it. Boom, let's do it. That's totally, of course, your journey and your choice. So there's no wrong decision, no right. It's what do you want? So don't give in to anything that you don't want, but you get to make the choice. So I like it for you, Ruby. So many blessings for you. All right. All right. Let me take a look here. And I do have a donation coming through. So, K Pisces, you will be up next after I complete this. So, thank you so much, April, for your donation. Hey, hello, Aprilia. So, we'll take a look here. So, just reading your question there. You're welcome, Ruby. So, okay, let's take a look here and see what this new boyfriend, what's going on with them here. All right. And what about that? Okay. So current feelings, let's look at that first here. How did they feel about you? All right. So they are a very passionate person, it looks like here. A lot, because yeah, I've got like wands all over the place in this, and also the magician card here. and the Emperor, Aries, fire energy. So I don't know if they're a fire sign or not, they're Aprilia, but there is a lot of passion. They're a very passionate person, very, um, uh, very attracted to you for sure. I just feel like they're a fiery person in general. But with what I'm seeing here, they do have this major draw to you. So they definitely um, uh, have the like we've been talking about this bodily attraction. What they and again, Ace of Wands, which is like the magician, very much fiery, masculine energy. But they like the moon. They see you as the moon, which the moon is very nurturing, maternal in a way, but very giving, very loving, and mysterious a little bit too. Very connected to spirit. So they like this. I don't want to say witchiness, uh, in a way where like they're like, "Wow, how do you know this stuff?" And they just feel like, "Did you put a spell on me? Because I'm just like attracted to you." They almost feel that kind of way about you, but they love the nurturing. They love this connection to. It feels like you're connected to the moon. You just have this deep emotions, and they just really love that, and that all comes with passion itself, right? Um, as far as your second question about trust, I feel the Knight of Wands, they again, more wands, the fastest moving knight, they have a lot of passion to give. And I have the Wheel of Fortune, which is all about things feel fortunate, things feel abundant. So I don't have any concerns here. I just feel like be prepared for all this fire, and allow them to express it in different ways. Um, if it physically, you know let's go for a run, let's go for a hike, let's get rid of some of this energy. It's like almost like having a hyper very energy. I don't want to call him a dog, but it's like that's what I'm thinking of. Is I've had friends who've had like these dogs that just have so much energy that they go, we have to go on a hike to wear them out, because otherwise they're just like hyper all the time. And I kind of feel like uh, you're picking up what I'm putting down with all of that. Yeah, yeah, Emperor would be the Aries, actually the Aries card. So that would make total sense. So he's got all that that's there. Yeah, like to people you've met in the past, huh? So yeah, it's definitely um there's a lot of energy there, so it's about oh, you don't want to meet in person yet. Okay. Yeah. So he definitely has a lot of energy. So if you meet in person, just be prepared that they have this fire that needs to be expressed a lot. So um very good. All right, yeah, but I don't have any warning signs with all of that. Just but besides uh you have to be careful with Aries that they don't become a forest fire and burn down the forest. It's more and that's what happens when the fire isn't maintained like in a fire pit. It's like if it's continually has fuel put on it, then it's fine. But if it doesn't and explodes, then the forest catches on fire and everything burns down. And so it's like if you maintain and keep an eye on the fire, as far as maintaining the flame and allow it to burn and burn and then burn, and like we're talking about, then it's all right. But if you don't watch the fire, you don't give it the fire any attention, then it blows up. So that's what they have for you, Aprilia. So enjoy that though, because it sounds very exciting. So many, many blessings. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciated. All right. All right. Very good. Message received. Thank you. Thank you. And I did get another donation. Thank you so much. Heart Sense. And let me take a look here. All right. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about what or who is coming up next in love for you. All right. Let's see what we have here. We got 2 and 1 and 2. So let's see what these first two are here. Okay, and then this one. Okay. All right. So you have the 5 of wands here and the page of wands. So wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration. And the 5 of wands starts off feeling like conflicting energy, like if you feel like inflamed by someone, which is like, you ever, I'm sure, there's, met people in our lives before where we're just like, I want to kill him or I want to date him. Um, I want to kill them in the beginning, but then you start to get to know them and the conflict and stuff there where people were like, oh my God, the tension between you two, just go get a room. It's like, what? And then you realize, oh my gosh, this is where this energy was happening. And that's what I feel like with this 5 of wands, that it does transform into this new passion. So if there's a situation that comes up here in the future, I don't feel like you've met him so much yet, because there's a new opportunity that's coming in a bit here. But um but it starts this new passion, it starts this new, so it transforms what starts in the beginning, like, later you'll be like, I really wanted to bury your body in the backyard that first time I met you at that party or whatever. And they're like, oh my gosh, really? And you're like, yeah. They're like, I kind of wanted to bury you too. And then you guys, oh, okay. And then it's something you laugh about. I feel like who comes in here is someone that's very balanced between emotion and mind. The King of Cups, so they could be a water sign, but all the kings, they rule over their suit and they're all given air, which is the mind. And that's why I feel like it's a balanced. They come across as an emotional individual, not like a emotionally unstable individual, but they're just very feeling and very, um, kind of a little teddy bear kind of love where people are just like, oh, wow. But they surprise you with their intelligence. They're like so much more intriguing than um, that anyone would give credit for. It's almost like people assume because they're so like a teddy bear, they're full of stuffing and not have a brain. Um, but they're very intelligent too. And I like this balance that comes in here for you. But the reason I say it comes a little later, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which does talk about a new, energy that um, unfolds in the future. uh, I'm glad you have a sense of humor. Um, but it also is about, in the meantime, while we're waiting for this to arrive, the reason why it's kind of moving a little slower is it's giving you time to look at your worth in relationship to the outside world. And that happens through this judgment card, which the judgment card is your human self being called up to your higher self. And so it's this working on the self love during this period of time, which the King of Cups actually offers as well with the chalice, the Holy Grail. So it's like the more we work on our self love, the more we're able to love others and receive love from others. Because one of the big ahas in life is, Spirit helps us realize we cannot love others more than to the extent I love myself, nor receive love from others more than to the extent I love myself. So, if I work on expanding my self love, which I find from inward and upward, connecting to my higher self and spirit, creator, source, whatever you believe that higher power is, that expands. But then this expands too, which means I can love so much more and receive love so much more. And that's why the delay is happening, so that you're able to raise that love vibration up to this higher place. And the more we're working on that, the faster we draw to each other. If I take my good old time and, oh, occasionally I'll work on my self love, then it takes longer for it to show up, because the magnetism isn't as high, so it's like slowly drawing together. Whereas if you raise your love vibrations, it's and it brings you together faster. So that is what I feel is happening right now. I really like that King of Cups though for you. It's like finally someone who's balanced, who shows emotion in the mind. I kind of feel like maybe in the past you somehow ended up with the engineers and the IT guys who were very intelligent, but you had to remind them that they had a heart. I don't know why, but that's kind of what I feel like. Instead of it being a mindful person that you're hoping to find a heart, you're seeing the heart up front. And then you're like, oh, wow. And they're just like, they're very well educated and read and can put things together. And, they're there mentally, but they're also very emotionally mature. So I like that for you, Heart Sense. So I think that was everything you were asking there for you. Yeah, as far as the timing, it all depends on the amount of work you do on the self-love, because that raises that vibration up. So let's see if there's anything else here. Very good, yeah. And you have the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands tells me too that you meet them in a place where either you're up on stage or you're uplifted or they are. So I was like karaoke. No. But it's like that, where someone's up on a stage presenting or saying something. Either you are, they are, but one of you is elevated with that 6 of Wands, where you see them and then they see you. But it's like, um, that kind of a situation. So that is what they have. Many, many blessings to you. I'm excited for your adventure, Heart Sense. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. And H, thank you so much for your donation. And you want to know, what does Spirit want you to know about MB? Sure. Let me take a quick sip here. Yeah, Heart Sense. I even saw like a wedding, like they're how people are up on a stage and they're the best man, or bridesmaid. It's like someone one of you's in a crowd and you see the other one, and then they see you when either you or they are off stage, or off platform or whatever. Interesting. All right. So H, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about MB? Okay, that's it. Let's take a look here. All right. So you've got the 8 of Wands here. And the 8 of Wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration. So this is them. They have a lot of drive, ambition. This represents energy. There's a lot of energy that they have. A lot of passion definitely is there. And it feels like, because we've got the 7 of Wands here, which the 7 of Wands shows that people see them as someone that's above them. And a lot of times people will attack them because it's like, because of this. The 9 of Cups is like they are living this dream of like their wishes have come true. They're living the dream. And people are like, why do you get to live your dream and we don't? Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. So I kind of feel like they feel attacked a lot. And so they might get on the defensive a lot, even though it's not about them, it's about the people that are attacking them, because they feel low about themselves. But this 8 of Wands, the first one, they have a lot of drive, a lot of passion, a lot of ambition that they really, because they're in this higher place with that 7 of Wands, I feel like they've really applied themselves and they get, to places, they focus on something, they get what they want, and people don't like it. Um, and, that's the matter of the human existence, right? Jealousy, which is rooted in fear and the low self-esteem that, triggers them and makes them want to bring them back down because they feel they're up here and they're down here, and people will either boast to try to get them up to where they feel they're at, or destroy them to try to bring them down where they're at, or both, to bring it down equal. So they might have experienced this or are experiencing this and will continue to experience that because I feel like they have no choice. They have this passion, this desire. They cannot not move forward and succeed and get stuff. Like they don't know any different. I can't not go after what I want. And I feel like that's what's there. And um, what spirit wants you to know more about them too is there's about to be this significant change. The world card is victory, so another victory for them, but their life is changing. There's this ending of a major cycle and the beginning of a new one. So there is this. The Fool card is what comes after this one, which is the 0, last card in the major arcana. Then it starts over at the Fool card, which is a new adventure. So they're off again on a new adventure with their 8 of Wands, with all that energy. They're ready to embark on a new adventure, something new in their life too. Um, so I feel like they're really motivated by those things, but they do go after people as passionately as they do. Yeah, you know. Um, so hopefully that helps. That's what spirits want you to know about their personality and their drive, and that it's what their makeup is, this character that they are, and how they go about things. And so if if it's like, well, I'm interested in them, but I'm not sure if they would like just choose me. eh, with all this energy and all this, I feel like they would. They like accomplishment. They like, I wouldn't say conquering, but they like the the hunt, the hunt, the pursuit, the journey, the accomplishment. When they reach something, they look for the next thing. So hopefully that helps with uh, what your question is there. So again, thank you for your donation. Many blessings there, H. Yay, Cynthia. Yes, I know, right? I love I came about Cash App because someone was like, "Hey, bruddaZEN, you old man, do you know what Cash App is?" And I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" And then I was like, "Wow, look at a whole new world." I like it. Venmo and Cash App currently, they don't charge any fees, which is nice. But so that's what we have for the donation. So back to the free readings. And we're a little bit past the top of the first hour. I usually like to throw in just a little quick public service announcement to let everyone know. I'm usually on for 2 hours, so I'll be on for about 45 minutes or more here. And I do go down in order for the free readings, first come, first serve. And of course, as you've just noticed, when I get a donation, I do step outside of the free readings, complete those, and get back in there. So if you want to make sure I do get to your reading, a donation of any kind, I will prioritize that. I do try to get through as many free readings as I can, but if I seldom get to the very bottom of the free readings, even though I'm trying to make them shorter and get through them faster. I mean, not go as deep as I was, so I can get through more free readings. So that's how it works, and I do go deeper into the donation ones if I didn't say that. So that's the public service announcement. We'll get back to the readings. I know. Shut up. Less talk, more reading, bruddaZEN. It's okay. Pisces. Did TP have a baby on you? So is that like a baby with someone else? Well, spirit knows what you're asking there. I don't think my brain is comprehending it right now, but it doesn't have to. It gets out of the way anyway. Um, with the Two of Swords, I feel like there is this with this Eight of Wands too, which what I was just talking about, with a lot of passion. I feel like TP has a lot of passion, a lot of drive, a lot of you know uh, movement of energy that they just need to act upon. With the Two of Swords, if you're asking if they had a baby with someone else, with the two here, it kind of leans toward that, especially with all this drive and this ambition and this passion. I must feel like they just can't get enough intimacy and enough action here. So I almost feel like there is uh, another investment where they're putting their swords, if you can put it that way. Um, so let me get I'm normally not pulling clarity on here, but I do want spirits tell me to just pull one more card. Yeah, Knight of Cups, movement of emotion. So that does tell me, that does confirm for me that it feels like they're a romantic, more of a Casanova kind of energy around it. Not like a playa completely, but I feel like they have a lot of um, passion that they have to give. So I think you understand what I'm saying there. So hopefully that resonates, and that was the question you were asking. But that's what I got through the cards there for you. So much love to you. Hang in there. Okay. All right. We'll continue moving down the list here. All right. All right. So Eliza, hello, hello. So energy check, please. Feelings and thoughts of Jay, longtime friend. All right. Let's take a look here and see what they want you to know about Jay here. So we've got the suspended here, which is the Hanged Man, um, and the Knight of Swords. So their thoughts, obviously, it looks like here their thoughts are continually evolving around you, and I feel like they see you experiencing and growing, and like any friendship, I just feel like their thoughts and their beliefs and their mindsets change around that, and so things really, really. Um, I feel like evolved and continue to evolve. Uh, and thoughts are always changing too. The things when we ask about, how does someone feel and think about me, depends on how they're feeling in the moment and what they're going through in the moment too, which is what I'm getting with this hanged man, because they're going through like a caterpillar to a butterfly stage. They're going through transformation in their life. So because they are going through transformation in their life, they're going to be looking at other people differently too. Because everyone's a mirror. So when they look at you, they see themselves. As I say, when a monkey looks in a mirror, they see a monkey. When a lion looks in a mirror, they see a lion. And a caterpillar looks in the mirror, they see a caterpillar until they turn to a butterfly, and then they're going to see a butterfly. So I don't feel like there's, they're going through this transformation and these changes in their life and seeing things from a different perspective. So they're going through huge growth, but I don't feel like they have a crush, or they have judgments or anything towards you. Depends on the day. If they're not feeling good, they're going to have judgments on everyone. And then when they're not, when they're being their true self, I feel like they have this um, appreciation. I don't feel like they have like a huge amount of of like one huge way or another. They're just kind of balanced with you. They're just like, yeah, I've known you forever. I've seen you at your lowest, your highest, and everything in between. And feel like they just take you for who you are. I feel like there's no judgment. They're just like, yeah, that's you. What's going on now? What did you do now? I feel like they'll pick on you, but they just accept you and take you as you are. So that's really what I feel. Is their overall, when they're balanced, they see that. When they're way up or way down, they're going to see you way up or way down, if that makes sense. But that's what they have for you, Lisa. So many, many blessings for you there. Okay, very good. All right, Elisa, thank you so much. And thank you for the donation. Really appreciate that. And did you have an additional question, or were you just donating that for answering your question? So let me know that. Juliana, you are up next. So, is there some hidden reason why men have been so confrontational and mean with you this month? All right, let's take a look here and let's see what we've got going on here. Mm. So you do have the Three of Swords, which does represent expectations equal disappointment, and the Ace of Cups, which is about the higher love, the inner love that we're always being pointed to. This happens on the outside world, and I should do it this way because it points us back to here, which I really like. Um, I mean, well, that's how the world works, really. So, what happens? The big scheme of things, they're going to tell you two quick things. One from the real reason, the hidden reason why everything happens, and then why it happened among the humans. So, of course, from the big scheme of things, our spirit team, our soul, creator, everyone before we came down here were like, okay, these are the things I want to experience, what I want to go through. But eventually, I want to be pointed back inward to find the love that I'm looking for. And that's what happens. All of our paths at some point in our life, normally, except for the ones that wanted to have a whole life of not experiencing the love from above in this dimension, um, we will get disappointed enough in the outside world not giving us the love that we're looking for, that we will turn inward and upward. We will continue to see in the outside world how we feel about ourselves until we see it. We'll have these mirrors come in and keep showing us what we want to see until we see it. And so when we look at the outside world and like these, these men are being confrontational, it's like, oh, how am I being confrontational to myself? They're being mean to me. How am I being mean to myself? Right. And so if we look at that and honestly step back and see how can that be true, then we realize, oh, I was being mean to myself because I was looking outside of myself for my definition, for my worth. So for my self-worth, I was looking out there at retail price. It's like when um, I had several of my relationships that they didn't honor our agreement to be exclusive to one another. And later it's like, why did they cheat on me? And they're like, well, why did you cheat on yourself? And I'm like, what do you mean, why did I cheat on myself? And Spirit was like, well, you are the one that determines your worth, but you were out there, in those relationships trying to define yourself, so you were cheating on yourself with them. And I'm like, what? But it made sense. I'm like, that is true. They continued showed me how I felt about myself until I saw it. And so that's what happens with this. It draws us and it points us inward, inward, inward. And people, when we're wondering, why do people act so, mean and say things and, do unloving, uncaring, and stupid things? Well, when the human being goes into fear, we go into fight or flight mode. We are beautiful, emotionally intelligent, and overall intelligent, loving, and compassionate human adult self we are goes out the window when we go into fight or flight mode. It doesn't want us to stand there and think and going, well, that's kind of a cute giant cat. And it says the lion jumps on us and eats us. And no, it wants us to react in self survival, which means we do unintelligent, unloving, uncompassionate things. And so when people act the way they do, they're in fear. I usually say it's the cat mind. If there's hissing involved, or running away, that's fight or flight. They're in fear. If we are hissing back, then we are also out of our adult mind and we're acting catty and hissing and running or whatever. So hopefully that helps with what's happening there. So many blessings to Juliana. Hang in there. Take some deep breaths and take a step back and go, okay, what was I trying to learn from this? We change from this is happening to me to why did I want this to happen for me? And then we figure that out. So I like it for you, Juliana. So many, many blessings for you. All right. Okay. Oh, thank you, Eliza. Somebody, Rhonda, you'll be the next free reading. I'm just gonna Eliza made a donation, so I'm just going to jump in there. Hey, Intuitive Enlightenment, welcome. Can we check now what's the situation of R to A and A's action to R? I feel like I'm doing an algebra test. If train A leaves the station and travels at 20 miles an hour, what time will they reach station B? All right. So, situation of R to A, right? And actions of them. Okay. Mm. So, the situation of R to A, we've got the Queen of Swords, which the Queen of Swords, she is balancing heart and mind, trying to figure out what they really want in their life, with the Hierophant right next to it. This is about what they want in commitment to. So both of these are about her trying to understand what is her truth. What does she really want? If that's a she, ours, what R really wants in their life, and yeah. So I see it's R to A and then A to R. I see. So yeah, R to A. This is definitely R to A. They're trying to figure out their life, what they want, and this is that pursuit of their inner truth, what they want out of commitment and who they are, what they want, blah blah blah, and all that. Right now, so and then in between, because I got two cards, one card and two cards, so I feel like what's going on in between the two, because there's R to A and A to R, but the whole thing is there's this new uh, opportunity opening up in the outside world. So there is change happening, this new beginning in the outside world, and it has to do with them too, each of them finding a new way of looking at their worth in relationship to the outside world. So they're both on this journey of really trying to figure out who they are and what they really want, at least for the R to A is really on that journey figuring themselves out. Now A's actions to R, we got the Lovers card here, right? But it's all about the money. Their actions have to do with the relationship. They want abundance out of this change that they're going through. This is where the problem I think is happening, and they've been going through this for a long time because they want so much of possessions and money and blah blah blah, for this for what they had before. So Well, for the ending, right? Because I feel like they've been trying to pull apart and end, but the thing that's been so much for him and what is keeping it from moving into that Ace of Pentacles is security, and that's understandable. You know, a big thing about individuals. If we don't have a lot of ability to bring our own income and have our own security, we'll look to relationships to bring us security. And if a relationship ends, we need something to help us stay feeling secure. So sometimes in divorces and breakups or whatever, if it's the someone that maybe doesn't make as much as the other, doesn't have that ability, they're like, I need a lot of this to feel safe and secure. And that's what I feel more of that from. Not just like it's not only for it, but it's they need that sense of security. And but that's what's holding it up is that they're just being very like over demanding. I think they like overwent and they've been pulling back slowly as they I feel like have been more amicable, like not fighting as much. They're really trying to see that it's best for them, but they're trying to figure everything out, and that makes sense why it's taken so freaking long, right? Because uh, you know, R is trying to figure out what they truly want in their life, what truly matters to them, what are they willing to let go of and not to. So, uh, what a storm. But that's what they have for you right now, Eliza. So many, many blessings to you. Thank you for your donation. And thanks for your patience as I eventually got to that. All right. So, Randa, you are the next free reading. And you want to know how can you settle your mind and be the best you and how to balance your life? Oh, okay. You're funny, Rhonda. All you men in chat, tell them, you know, everyone, tell everyone the capital T truths. If we know them, that's the whole journey, though, isn't it? Is all about we don't know any better. We are brainwashed and conditioned with small t truths that we think is the capital T truth. But we're like, but why does it look like a small t? Because it ain't the capital T truth. We're just taught so much in fear that we don't know any better until we do. That's why I love Byron Katie. If you ever have anyone, all of you, if you ever have a chance to check her out at thework.com, she has so many brilliant pieces of wisdom. One of them is that when we believe a thought, we have really no choice but to act upon that thought till we change our thoughts. And so when we believe a certain thing, like if I believe I'm unworthy, I'm going to act like I'm unworthy until I realize I am worthy, and then I start acting differently. But until I'm able to change my belief, I have no choice but to act upon, you know, how I believed at the time. And there's a lot of forgiveness of self with that, that we can just be free and go, you know what? Yeah, I did stupid stuff, you know, because I believed stupid stuff. And so I did stupid stuff. That's cool. That's what I came here to experience. But now I know differently. And I don't do as much of that stupid stuff. Maybe I do new stupid stuff, but I don't do that stupid stuff anymore. So I like it. It's all about enjoying the journey in that. But back to your question, Rhonda, you said, how can you settle your mind and be the best? Well, exactly doing that. There it is. It came out already. But let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know more specifically here. All right. So let's see what we have. Well, yeah. So we have the 10 of Swords. Here's the stupid stuff I was talking about, right? These are the small t truths. Our supposed tos, our shoulds, our need tos, our have tos. When we realize, when we connect to the higher unconditional love, the more we focus in on unconditional love and developing our relationship with the spirit world and being able to feel unconditional love and making that more our habit, that's when we have peace of mind because we're not in fear. All the 10 of swords, these are the fears of losing conditional love. The more we, in calmness, question, why do I believe? Why do I fear that? Without igniting our fears. It's just like, why do I fear? Like if I'm out of a relationship and then I look and go, why do I fear someone cheating on me? It's like, well, I used to believe that that meant something about me. I feared what will people think about me? They're going to think I'm not worthy to be faithful to. I'm not worthy to be faithful to. What am I believing around it? And then I get to the root of the fear, and I'm like, this is bull honky mofo. I don't. This is untrue. Because I questioned it, my mind goes, I can't. You proved it was a lie. I can no longer believe it. It won't believe it anymore. And so you can question our thoughts and our beliefs that keep bugging us, right? That keep coming up to us. And I think you said, I briefly saw you said, like, if there's one guy that triggers you, well, there's a fear that they're triggering. Once you figure out what is the fear that's rising up when I experience that person with whatever they said or how they said it or whatever, what is it triggering? The trigger is one of these fears. And the more we look at that, then the more we are like, okay. And then we don't react to it as we did before because the power is taken away from it. Your other card is the Page of Cups here, which the Page of Cups is about connecting to this beautiful love inside. So basically what I was saying, it's the more we connect to the unconditional love, the more we see that we have a choice every moment and that we're not just trapped into believing that we have to fall into the old small t truths that we were taught growing up. All those popular opinions we were poured into our little child brains as we grew up on the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must about everything, around relationships, romantic, family, friends, pets, whatever. This is how that's supposed to be, right? This is how your job and your education, your social status and circumstances you get in. Here's all the rules around those supposed to be's. And then your body, your bank account, your possessions. Here's all these rules about supposed to be. I mean, it's no wonder humanity is stressed out. We got all these rules that are rooted in the fears of we're going to lose love if I don't obey all these things. We realize they're contradictory and everyone has different ones. But the more we realize there's a higher truth, a capital T truth, that I get to choose between the two. I don't feel trapped that I have to choose that. At any moment, I can choose unconditional love and joy and peace or laughter and all that. So that's how the balance comes in, Rhonda, and for everyone else that was for, because that's how we settle our mind. We get out of fear. When our mind is unsettled, it's because we're in fear and we're out of our minds. And then we're back in our minds, we calm down, and then we can question and cut away some more of the fears before we get ignited into fear again. And then we calm down, we come back, we cut away some more fears until we freak out again, and then we come down and we freak out less and less. We go into fear less and less because there's less and less things triggering us. And then we feel this balance. And that's what that balancing starts to happen, because more unconditional love, awareness, and thoughts and beliefs and emotions happen, and it balances things out. So that is the skinny for today. All right. Very, very good. And I did get another donation. Thank you guys so much. I'm very honored for the donations. And I do. Oh, and Elisa, you had another donation too. So we will do that. I see here, Rhonda. Yeah. And if people think that you're crazy, you just inside, you just go, mirror. Well, if they think I'm crazy, I don't wanna be around them because they're the ones that are crazy because 'cause they're looking in the mirror. Like if a monkey looks at you as a mirror and go, monkey, and you're absolutely right. So I like it. All right. And intuitive. So I'll do you next here. Elisa did ask another quick question. So will R know that intention of A to him? Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that that's what that's what the what's going on with them, because they're battling out possessions and things, right? Yeah, that's what a lot of their arguments were about, Eliza. The Five of Swords, conflict, different expectations, battle, 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 on guard, on guard, on guard. Um, and they've got this Four of Swords here, which is peace of mind. And so, um, this struggle, that's what's was going on so much, and that's what's been, uh, coming to rest more and more and more. And it's turning into this where that's why settlement is going to be coming, but they're figuring things out, their communication and what they're really wanting and all of that. So they definitely are aware of the security and that they want, because they're the ones that are demanding of them, that they want this stuff. So that's what they have going on there, Elisa. So yeah, it's not a hidden thing. It's very obvious. You're right, intuitive. I was going, wow, is that your one question? I go, sure, we can ask that. Excuse me. So, we do have you'd like a quick message from spirit. And I do want to pull a unicorn card here for you. So let's take a look here. Here we go. I love these cards too. So if I can get it to focus here so you can see. Oh wow, it focused right away. And you've got and then it went out of focus. There we go. So this is called Not a Clock, because it's a unicorn. And it's about time. Time after time. Cyndi Lauper is playing in my head. And so the transformation of this card, it says time, 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 ticking on. The powerful force that leads from sunrise till dawn. Some stare at the hands of the clock and say, I can't wait to be done. Others say, time flies. It always seems shorter when you're having fun. It does, because I can't believe I've almost been on here 2 hours. I was just thinking that. It's funny. But regardless of it bringing smiles or frowns, here we witness real power as its hands spin around. It is a constant, the great wheel, the great beginning and stop. And in this moment of appreciation appears the great unicorn clock. There is magic in every second. A meditation for this is set a timer for 5 minutes and then sit for that time. Be in the moment, experience it. Feel the presence of time as a great constant, the only true measure of our existence. It is in this moment that the unicorn clock will appear, and open your heart in wonder and appreciation. The affirmation for the card is I am a time traveler, brave and strong. I appreciate my time with the world. And then a little action that you can do. It says, have you ever really stopped to listen to the ticking of a clock? Do we even have those anymore? Slow down for a while and really listen. You might not have a clock that ticks in your home. Okay, so they know. But in this moment of silence, you'll hear other noises that you might have ignored: the dripping of a faucet, the rattling of a shutter, the chirping of a bird. Enjoy the rhythm and presence of time contemplating this great mystery. I like it. So come now and sit in there. Also, when asking that question, if there's also, I don't, if you know, or an instrument, they have the little, those little thingies. You know what I'm talking about? The little that go back and forth. Something drome, paradrome, penadrome, Benadryl, I don't know, something, but it goes back and forth. You know what I'm talking about. But doing that sometimes can do it too. But I love that. Just set it for 5 minutes and be able to sit in that. So whoever else wants to do that, I like it. So that is what they have for you, intuitive. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Very good. All right. So let me scroll back up here. And we were to spiritual gifts diva. So anything that you need to know right now, let's take a look here. Wow, two major arcana. So I love this. You have the strength card and the chariot card, both powerful cards. You know, chariot is about victory and abundance and movement, power of choice. And then the strength card is about this transformation of, of feeling unfulfilled in the outside world and being turned turning inward, and being drawn inward by your higher self. What I feel like what is happening here with this experiences in the outside world where you feel out of control and you feel like a puppet to circumstances sometimes, this allows you to experience it and go, okay, wait a minute, this is happening, and I have this story that I'm putting to it, this emotion I'm feeling about it, and this is the energy I'm investing in it. But that's because that's what I was taught. It's habit, and it's not pleasing. I don't like feeling this way. I don't like reacting that way. I don't like thinking this way and feeling this way. And and it's like, okay, take a deep breath in those moments and realize, be very gentle with yourself. That's what our lion, it's usually a lion and a maiden. That's what our lion does. It was taught and trained. When that happens, this is what it's supposed to mean, how you're supposed to feel, and where you're going to invest your energy. Focus on your fear. It's like, this is what you're supposed to do. And it became our habit. But you're breaking a habit. And the important thing when we're changing our habits is to be gentle with ourselves. When we go back into the old groove that we've dug for years, we're digging a new groove, but a little bump happens and we bump up and we end up back in this ditch or this canyon that we've forged as we're building this new ditch to try to uh, make different choices, right? So be gentle and just realize that I am the one that gets to choose what something means. I am the one that gets to choose how I feel. And I'm the one that gets to choose where I invest my energy. And I don't want to invest in fears or what I'm missing or what's in my life that I don't want. I'm going to focus on gratitude and on unconditional love and what I do want to draw in, and love and joy and laughter and bliss, really stepping into the power. And I feel like with those combination of those cards, it's really, it's not like this is the first time you're hearing that and becoming aware of it. This message is for you to be gentle with yourself. You are making tremendous progress in changing habits around things. If you look at yourself 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, you're not even close to who you were. And they want you to celebrate that. So I like it. Spiritual gifts, diva. So many, many blessings to you. All right. Katrina Dunford. Hello, hello. You want to know, how is the connection between Nathan and Shalice? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about their connection? All right. Well, it looks like they're going through a transition here, because the Eight of Swords talks about, I mean, they've got all of these kind of have to do with expectation. because the Eight of Swords, thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, mentalities, and they are discovering what of their own thoughts and beliefs were making them feel blinded and bound and trapped. And so it's like there's this new adventure. The ace is new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets, and the full card is jumping off into a new journey without any expectations attached to it. Um, I almost feel like if they dated or something before, I feel like, you know, there's like this when you're with someone, you have all these expectations, there's all this pressure, and it sucks the air out of the relationship. But after you break up, and then if you hook up again or you end up being friends or whatever, you know so much about each other, but the expectations are gone that you can have really clear connection, really clear communication, and because they know your stuff, they'll be like, "Well, think about it this way. You remember when you used to do da, da, and that?" And they're like, "Oh, you're right," and so there's this almost this ability to have a truer type of friendship and an interaction. I don't know why I feel that, but I kind of feel like there is this journey, this new adventure that's free of so much restriction and stuff that they were experiencing before, and there's this whole new wonderful free adventure that they're on. And so that's what I feel their connection right now is between them. It feels platonic, more of like a confidant or, someone that that you can turn to that understands. That's why sometimes exes can get along really well. Sometimes it's also why they kill each other, but and not in a literal sense. Well, sometimes in a literal sense, but more so that because they don't have those restrictions anymore, all these expectations, but they know each other really well. But that's what they have, Katrina. So many blessings to you. All right. CC Lindsay, you are up next. He says, does Ken want you for the rest of his life? Like until I was gonna say until you take him to an alligator farm and you're like, okay, your life is done because uh you if I can't have you, no one will. No, I'm just kidding. They're getting really crazy now. So does he want you for the rest of his life? We have the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like the Devil card comes in. This is a card of rattling your cage, shaking your insecurities, your beliefs, everything that you've had, regarding relationship, to have you really question it and to free yourself from whatever chains bind you from the past. Because you have the Nine of Pentacles. The nine is the hermit's journey, which is being alone, but they're fine. They're not alone. They have spirit with them, of course, but physically, they're finding their independence and their worth with themselves. So I feel like when this is coming in here, this thought and this belief is shaking you up to have you find this freedom that you have here, that you can have here. So I really, I mean, I'm a Capricorn rising, so this is Saturn Capricorn energy. They definitely like to do the work to set you free, and this is the bonus that you get, the gift you get from it is that you don't feel like you have to depend on someone else for security and feeling whole and complete in your life. You find that within yourself. Then, you can care less if not really care less. That's kind of a little extreme, but it doesn't impact you like it normally would when you feel like you're dependent upon, like my worth is dependent upon them staying with me my entire life. It's like, you know what, I'm okay if you kind of bug out because I've been seeing you every day for 3 decades. You can go now. But there is this freedom that comes from it. With those cards, um I would say that the lesson that would come through the shadow and with that Nine of Pentacles would mean that they would not, but that it would be for you to be able to realize that you don't need them to, if that makes sense. So that's what they have for you, Lindsay. I know, sending you lots of love. Relationships are one of the toughest classrooms ever. I know. I'm sure everyone would agree. All right. Let me see here. Where are we at here? You're welcome, Katrina. All right. I still have several. Um, so I'm reaching the end here toward the end of my second hour. I do want to a couple things real quick here before I continue pulling cards. I do want to let everyone know that there is just it's almost less than 2 days now because it's Monday. I do have a weekly giveaway. So here is the link to the video that you actually comment on, but it's a really short video to tell you what you need to do on that video to enter the contest or the drawing. And I'll draw on Monday for the winner of a 45-minute personal recorded reading. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out. I also have a new pick a card that's coming out in about 3 hours. So if you are on the other side of the world, and you have your little in your, of course, a subscriber, and you've selected in your notification settings all for notifications, you'll be able to see that here shortly. I am going to favor B. You will be my last free reading for this session. And huge shout out to all of you who I am not able to get to for the free readings. There's still several listed here. And I wish I could stand for hours and hours, but I do have to maintain a balance. The good news is that anyone that does want me to make sure to complete your reading this evening, if you do make a donation of any kind, I will still honor that energy exchange completed in this session. But if you aren't able to make a donation, I totally understand that too. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time and tomorrow night again at 7 p.m. Mountain. I always put out I shouldn't say always. My intention is to put out I schedule the live like an hour before. And so if you have your notification setting set to all, you get the notification, you can jump into there an hour early and put your question, and it's like getting into a concert without assigned seats. You can get in line early and get a good seat. So that's an option. Also, if you need a reading this evening and you're not able to make a donation, I have a ton of free content. If you go over to my main page at bruddaZEN Mystic Tarot, there is a playlist of pick a cards over a ton of different subjects, monthly readings for each zodiac sign, and March has just came out this morning. So follow your heart. Spirit will guide you to the reading readings that have messages for you. What else? I also do book personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. I just added yesterday, day before, a $10 15-minute personal recorded reading. Because some people are like, I don't need 30 minutes and I don't want to, do $20. And so I put a $10 for 15-minute because some people mentioned that would be more in their price range and what they needed too. So I added another option. I think that's everything. Yeah, I think so. So again, thanks you guys so much for all of you that give a thumbs up on the video. It does help spread the Zen love to the world. So thank you so much for being part of the love tsunami. I'm going to complete Favor B's free reading. And if there's any donations, I'll complete those. If not, I will close out the session for tonight. So Favor B, you want to know how does gift view you and T? All right, let's take a look here. All right. See what we have here. I know it looks bad in the beginning. Death and judgment. They do not. Judgment is double endings and double new beginnings, and the death card is also death and rebirth. So endings and new beginnings. And so they view you two as, I feel like, an ending of something in their life and the beginning of something new, if that makes sense. The judgment card also is them, you know, being called higher to this higher perspective, seeing their life, turning inward and finding their self-love. But I feel like it's a significant change with two major arcana cards, that they feel it was a significant ending of a chapter and a beginning of a new one, if that makes sense for you. I don't, it's not like they wish death upon you, but I feel like they're just like dealing with it. They're understanding that it's happening for them. And I feel like it's really pushed them inward to really see some stuff about themselves. And they're turning into this, okay, I get that, um, this is for me in a way. And so I kind of feel like that's the kind of energy that's coming in there, if that makes sense. That's what they have. Very short and sweet, Favor. So many blessings to you and much love to you. All right. Let me just scroll down here. All right. And Vidi, thank you so much for your donation. You said you've been having this surge where you want to achieve a lot, but don't really have it planned. Okay. All right. Let's see what Spirit has for you here. So you've got a surge and you want to do a whole bunch, but you don't have anything like planned on uh, how to do that. You've been stopping yourself. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, Marg. Well, I look forward to that. Yeah, personal readings are even more things. Pendulum, yes. Tick tock, tick tock. That's what it was. Thanks. I think it's a pendulum. All right, let's take a look here, VD. All right. Well, I like how this unfolds here for you. Because your first two here, you've got the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic self. And exactly as you're saying here, it's like you're stopping yourself because you have the Seven of Swords. Swords are our own thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets, attitudes, expectations, and all that that steal from us, steal opportunities, and keep us from moving forward. And so this combination, because the Three of Pentacles has this story in there of people who, were afraid, well, if we don't do what they are thinking we should do, that they're going to punish us in some way. Like when we were young, it's praise or punishment. We're afraid we're going to get punished, or we're afraid we're going to lose the praise and support of some people if we don't do what is acceptable from them. And we've had it so much of our life, so it's like, oh, okay. But I feel like you are getting to the root of those, and those are the things that you're setting yourself free from, because the mind gets in the way, right? It's like, uh-oh, instead of flowing in the moment with your heart and with spirit and going, okay, I know what the next thing is, our mind goes, well, you have to do this and this and this and this and this and this, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. And suddenly all our the energy that we had is like gone, because we're just like, it's a journey of 1,000 steps and I'm exhausted just thinking about it, instead of us just following our heart and doing the very next thing. I kind of feel here, because you do have you have the Justice card coming in here, which is, here's that Ace of Swords that helps balance out these other swords. It helps cut away the small t truths, the fears of losing conditional love, and it balances those things out. And I like that it shows you're balancing it out, and you do have things unfold, things move forward, the wheel turns. 10 endings and beginnings, beautiful. And also um, abundance, right? The wheel of fortune brings that. So a 10 coming in here with the justice in that. So it's like stay true to your authentic self and cut away the fears. Continue to cut away the fears. Abundance comes. You continue to cut away the fears, the 5 of swords, the conflicting inner thoughts. Like, I feel like this isn't so much that you're battling with people in the outside world, but you're battling in your brain between, you know, like it's almost like your brain has 2 puppets that are going, arguing with one another. And this is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do. Yeah. But yeah, the death and the rebirth that happens with all of that too. Yeah. And so you've got this sorry, there's a big hair. Um it's this ending, and then you have the 10 of pentacles at the end, so another 10. I mean, you've got all of this, you've got the abundance, this assured abundance that you are going to be fine, things are turning and churning. um it's just all of these you've got all of these, uh this actually has swords in it too, beneath the surface, but you got all the stuff that's on your mind, your mind, and they're like, kill the mind, kill the mind with the death card, and just step into your heart. And but I feel like that's the big thing, is that your mind, when you're ready to take the first step, one, there's some fear there, of a fear of failure, fear of, you know, like I said, the praise and the punishment with the 3 of Pentacles. How dare you step out and be yourself? It's like, I'm going to, and I'm going to be successful at it. But your mind also, um, starts planning all the steps. And it's like, oh, if I just do the very next thing, um, then I will do the very next thing. But if I feel, um, I have to do 10 things today, then it takes the wind out of the sail. And it just is like I said before, I'm already exhausted just thinking about, all the things I have to do. And I'm, have this, it's every human being. I mean, I have stuff on my calendar, and they're reminding me of this example, because I have, like, you know, set up this shop and design these and do this and do this and this and this. And I see it and I'm like, ugh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll move it all till tomorrow. And then I'll move it all to the next day. And then I move it all the next day. And then what you can do instead is move it out for the next 10 days. I have 10 steps, put one per day instead of writing the list of 10 things. And then I do the one thing and I feel good. And it might even feel so good, I might do tomorrow's thing today and be ahead of the game. But I like this is, um, if you have a list, just put it on your calendar and give yourself leeway, make it reasonable of the steps you're going to take. And then just take the one small step. And if the one step feels too big, break that step into a bunch of little steps, and do that too. I think we all are. Yeah. But hopefully that helps, VD. But and if you don't have energy to do it, something you might look into as well is it something you really want? Because, like, I know, like, I stay up late, and I wake up, like this morning I woke up at like 6:45 in the morning, and I'm as excited for the day already. And so I know it's something I love and I want to do, because I'm excited to wake up and my body's like, let's go. And then I do it. But if it's something that I don't want to do, snooze, 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 I'll do it tomorrow. Right. So we can also look into, is it something that we want to do? Oh, better left unspoken. Yeah, that's better left unspoken. Yeah, I know there's positives and and challenging things with ADHD. I know. You're funny. All right, VD. There you go. There you go. You guys are funny. Thank you so much for your sense of humor. I love the joy. I love all the love and all the support. I like that for you, VD. So yeah, and just making sure it's something that you really want to do as well. So I like it. You guys are hilarious. But that I don't have any other donations, so that will be my last reading for this evening. Really, really huge hug to all of you for your I love the sense of humor. I love all the love and the light, all the thirst and the hunger from hearing from spirit, and for searching after spirit. I just it's a joy, and it blows me away every single time. So thank you guys for being here. Oh, sure. Not at all, BD. Go ahead. Laughing is essential. Absolutely. Sure. So, just in general, or did you have a specific question about your career? This is for donation only, for the remainder of this one, Better Left Unspoken. Um, so I know. I've been on for a little over 2 hours, so the last of them, I did my last free one, and then no mistake. But I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain time, and also tomorrow night 7 p.m. Mountain. And or if you need an answer this evening, if you head over to my main page, I do have a ton of pick a cards, and also the monthly readings are out there for February and March. So could do that as well. Hey, where you at, Morg? I'm in Colorado too. I'm in Colorado Springs. Where are you guys? Oh my gosh. The Colorado crew. Oh, Lone Tree. Okay. I think I know where that's at. Is that like up, is that west of Denver, I think, or somewhere? And Castle Rock. Not too far away. Oh, Park Meadows Mall. Oh, okay. I get you. Sure, BD. I'll let you get your question together there. I'm just going to take a sip here. Yes, Colorado. I think Colorado brings in a lot of beautiful energy. That's my opinion. I get drawn back here no matter how many times I got pulled away to other things. I always end up back here. And so it's like home. It feels like home. Pikes Peak, especially. I like it. That's right. Absolutely. I feel like we're a soul family. I mean, we all are a huge soul family, but I like the special connections we all get to. Nope, no minimum. There is just I know everyone has different financial things, financial situations. So $1 million to someone can be like a penny to them if they're a multi-billionaire, or a penny to someone can be like $1 million to them because that's all they have. So I don't look at amounts. I just honor the energy. All right, VD. You Sophie likes your cows and chickens and horses and goats. You're funny. Okay, so VD, sorry, you're pursuing a fashion design. Yeah, you're almost toward the end of the course towards mid-year. So what's in store for you after that? And will you be happy and successful in it? Oh, your biggest worry. Let's take a look here. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not worried about you at all here. So you have the Two of Pentacles. So after graduation, there is this balancing out of things, right? These cycles. But I like it. I feel like you have two opportunities too that come up. So you're kind of like, which one do I want to do? But I don't feel like it's gonna matter. I almost feel like instead of having like two things you have to choose from, there's two things that you're going to do. And with the Sun card coming in here, you will be happy and successful. So, you know, um, there's this beautiful, beautiful, you know, uh, radiance that comes with your success, and abundance from it. So you definitely, uh, with both of the things that you do, like I feel like there's two projects or things that you do with that. It's amazing and it's successful. Like I said, very good timing. You definitely have the Queen of Wands here. The Tower. I feel like you really step into your power here because the Tower card tells you that you have this trust that things that are moved out of your way were in your way, and it makes space and it allows you to move forward and to go into to things. Right, it's like and the perfect timing too. Everything unfolds perfectly in the perfect timing, right? And that's what the Tower card, everything unfolds for you. Nothing happens to you, and so it really opens up you know the the path for you to move forward. Because here's the Queen of Wands, which the Queen of Wands, she's got fire, she's got water too, but she's able to really super focus her energy and get things done and movement, accomplish things. Confidence is seen, and because of her connection with water, usually she has a black cat, which is the connection to the spirit world, where when you're unsure, you have this connection, this trusted connection that you just dial them up and go, okay, should I go left or right with this? And they're like, for your highest experience, go right. And you're like, okay, psh, and you do it. And then boom, the sun, it's victorious. And people are like, how could you make a decision that fast and things turn out so well? And you're like, I know people, and it's them that you know. And again, you've got the moon, which is your ability to deep dive and connect with the spirit world and the phases and everything unfolds perfectly. The moon has its phases, things unfold perfectly. The Knight of Swords is about new communication that comes in too, for you, new ideas that come in. And I like this creativity. I really feel like the more you connect with the spirit, I mean, they are the creator, they're attached to, we're all mini creators, but the more we open up and to the creative force, the more the ideas and everything come in. Because I think one of yours was to look back at old albums and look at old fashions, and you have these ideas that you just open up to. And the more you step out of fear, because the fear is what brings confusion and uh, disconnects us from the creative force. So when we breathe and we get away and we connect and we feel the safety, then like, oh, I can't write down the ideas fast enough. So I really like it for you, BD. I mean, I do feel, especially with that Two of Pentacles, that you will have this, you know, um, two projects, like two things that you work on simultaneously, and you're successful at both of them. You can. Yeah, meditation. The biggest thing with talking to spirit is that there's no rules, it's like having a conversation. It's just try to get out of our minds and into your heart. A big thing that I used to do is I used to sing worship songs, And it was in that singing and in that connecting that I was out of my head and singing from the heart, is the way that it, unfolded that way. So that is what they have. Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. Better left unspoken. Yeah, it did come through here. And let me just take a look here real quick with Feedy here. So with finance, you have the Queen of Swords. It's all coming down to the fears, right? The Sun card is about abundance and bright shininess and all of that. So, the financing, comes back to that. And the Queen of Swords again, the Queen, like the Queen of Wands, she rolls over thought, but she also connects to spirit. So it's like thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. When it comes down to it all, it's trusting that whatever's unfolding, especially with the Tower card, is unfolding for you. And that you're just going to, the more you let go of the fears and you cut away those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets, the more you're living your dream, you're living it, and you know that everything is going to unfold in perfect timing. And if what is meant for you will never pass you by, and if something doesn't work out, the Tower card tells you that was for you, and you're like, well, I really want to do that project, and then someone else gets it and you find out that the person embezzles the money and they were all left without anything, and that person got sued, and you're like, thank God I didn't get into that. So it's like you trust that when you are wondering and you don't have all the answers, you turn inward and upward, and you go into your heart, trust your intuition and your gut and your connection to spirit, but not fear and not the mind, right? So that's what they have for you, VD. You got this. You got this. All right. So thank you so much again for your donation. Yeah, you definitely will, because you're going to have situations come up um, until they are cut away, and that's the way that your higher self knows. It's a perfect path. So I have no concerns. All right. So thank you so much. And then Better Left Unspoken, thank you for your donation. And you would like a Jenna reading. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Right now. Okay. What else? Do you have a lot on your mind? Let me see what these other cards are here too. Okay. All right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Excuse me, because you got the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Eight of Swords is a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, fears that may have been making you feel blinded and bound and trapped. And Nine of Swords, insomnia, nightmare cards, like a lot on your mind, trouble going to sleep, thinking a lot, waking up in the middle of the night, thinking about things, dreaming about things. First thing when you wake up in the morning, more thoughts. There's a lot, a lot, a lot. So they're like, uh, that's probably like, what does spirit want you to know? That they know you're always going, 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 going. But you are getting ready to head in a new direction. The Three of Wands does tell you that you're having this opportunity come up with new information to head off in a different direction. Wheel of Fortune tells you that it unfolds for you, where even your human side feels like it's the tune of four. I call it the wheel of the tune of four, the Wheel of Fortune, where even your human side feels like this change where you're making and where you're headed is fortunate for you and for you. So I like that, because it also brings in the Four of Wands. I like it. Eight and nine. The 8 and 9 of swords, you have the 3 and 4 of wands. You like organizing things, right? But the 4 of wands is stabled energy. It's like your energy stabilizes, and it's joy and celebration, and can be also a gathering that comes together. Let me take a look here. Yeah, because you have the 7 of wands. Whatever you're headed, whatever you're doing here, um, the 7 of wands shows that you're as seen as setting above others. So there's this jealousy that comes in, and people may attack you and go, "Why are you so successful? And why are you able to do that? Why do you get that opportunity? Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. How dare you be happy? How dare you be successful and move forward?" And you don't have to be defensive of it. Just realize it's because they feel, excuse me, really low about themselves, and that's why they do that. When people see you up here and they feel they're down here, I call them destroyers. They'll try to "Gah, gah, gah," bring you back down to where they feel they're at. Or there's boasters that will boast themselves up falsely, to make it seem like they're up here. And if we feel we're down here and we feel like they're doing like that, then that makes us go, "What are you doing?" But it all has that. Right. Yeah. They don't see that part. They're just like, "Why do you get that?" Because they feel low about themselves, and it's unfair that you have all that energy and you get to do all that stuff. But I like that. Um, and you have the moon card, which is the unknown, which is the subconscious and the unconscious. So at the phases, the changes. But the moon is really standing out really strong. I'm not sure if you follow the moon's energy, but that's something that can be helpful because the moon changes energy every 2 to 3 days, and it has different energy that it brings in for us. And with ADHD and OCD and these things, you know, humans put a lot of titles on things, and people will try to put labels on you. I almost feel like with the moon card, you just have this energetic connection that just floods you. And I don't know if around a full moon, if you feel even more energized than ever. And new moon, I feel like just the different phases of the moon impact you, but also as it goes through the 12 signs of the zodiac over a month. So, it's every 2 or 3 days it changes, that it actually brings different energy in. Like Aries energy will give you even more, and it'll take you to different places. Yeah. So if you follow those, they have cool little books and stuff too. This is the one I use it as my planner. It's just a daily planetary guide that has each of the phases of the moon in it. It'll tell you everything, and every day it tells you like what phase of the moon, like what's today. Yeah, so we're in Taurus. So today is like a grounded energy, you know. But there's tons of free sites too. You can even just Google moon phase today, and it'll tell you what the moon phase is and what zodiac sign it is into. But if you're with your ADHD and OCD, you're like, but I want to have it written down, because I think I have some of that. But there's the energy, the moon card coming in here. I really feel, because like today and tomorrow, yeah, are like Taurus, and so that energy is more grounded and balanced and full of love, and in a Taurus rising too. So yeah, you see the world through the eyes of Taurus. So you're just like, these like today and tomorrow, you might feel like more grounded than usual. You're like, what's going on here? I just really feel, and then Gemini comes after that for a couple days, and oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense with the connection to the moon too, because you're a water sign, and water signs definitely feel that emotion of all that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. But I like it for you, and that's what they have for you right now. So I do like this for you. Some good changes coming, but I feel like just really understanding the moon, you understand the energy, and it's good information. It helps at least prepare. Like, oh, today's a couple days of Aries. I'm going to have a lot of energy, so maybe I'll go for a hike and let me plan this extra physical activity or, whatever, because I'm going to have a lot of energy to burn, type of stuff. Scorpio moon too. Oh, yeah, Scorpio. Yeah, I'm a Pisces moon, so I get it. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Wow. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of your senses of humor. And wow. Wow. Yeah. Isn't that great? I love all the information that we can have around our human character. Of course, the more we connect to the spirit world, um, you know, seeing that we're so much more than our character, it helps us too with all of that just slightly. I'm glad you said it. I wasn't, I was like, well, this is a family friendly channel. Yeah, but definitely. And the more we connect with our spirit, the spirit world, and we realize this is a character that we're playing, but the actor behind the character is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being, then we see that we're so much more powerful. We're not so restricted by all of the impulses and it's a range that we have, right? It sounds like you know a lot about um, astrology, but it's a range. We have the lower vibrational of our sign and the higher vibrational. And we can draw into the higher vibrational the more we focus on our spiritual side too, connecting outside. So, yeah, absolutely. If you want to too, I have if you go to my main page, that one of the first playlist is a U times two video series. Yeah, exactly. It's all about learning about the two of us that are living this human experience. They're like 15 to 20-minute videos, which helps with your ADHD. um, but there was like, and I don't think there was one every week. But yeah, check it out and see what you think about it. But it definitely a lot of things to help us understand the two of us that are living this human experience. And it was all from last year. I started it at in January of last year, and almost every week for a lot of the year. I think there's like 40 or 45 total videos, but they're only just some of them are like 10 minutes, some are like 20, depending on what it was about. Spirit takes over. So, all right. Again, thank you guys so much. I love, love, love all the interaction and hope to see you guys again too. So I'm going to head off and close it out for tonight. But please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, have a great night, a great day, wherever you're out in the world, especially Colorado, you guys. I know you're nighttime right now. It's almost 10 o'clock, right? Um, but until I see you again, hang in there. Much love to you guys, and you have a great night. You guys take care.